bum bum
Bum,
away.
bum, bum, bum.
Later,
Bum, bum,
la,
bum,
la,
bum,
la.
Da na 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 na.
In the podcast, the mighty podcast, Carlito sleeps tonight.
And to the left of me, we have Mike from Creatix.
And to the left of me, we have Manny from the Hardcore Reynolds. The Hardcore Reynolds. He never sleeps at night.
And to the left of me, I've got Carlito from Creatix. And this is podcast number 5.
Weighing in at 250 pounds, 6'3", and really handsome.
Oh, man, let's get this party started. I think we're a little late to it right now. So, quick shout out to the lovely ladies from last week.
Amazing talk.
It was an amazing talk last week. We want to just thank them because we actually forgot to thank them.
You know what? We had such a good time.
I had such a good time. We were talking
just
about
slipped
construction.
by.
It was great. It
Yeah.
was great to have 4 lovely ladies there. We were recording on location at Handstone there, which
That
was
was
amazing.
fun.
So we want to
Amazing.
do a nice shout out to Jen and Nicole from Handstone there. Thank you very much.
Definitely. Thank
and
you,
for
guys.
Natasha and Laura for joining us.
That was amazing.
Guys
All
are brilliant. Yeah.
That was amazing. Thank you guys. And this week's podcast, we're going to be chatting about
Wow. Respect the next trade. One of my biggest ones.
Yeah, this is huge.
Respect the Next Trade was something that came up a few years back, early in my construction career, where it was always like, why don't we watch out for the guy who's actually coming next? That's just the bottom line.
Listen, you know, the bottom line is, let's talk about really what's happening that everyone's talking about on the site. Every time we talk about this, everyone has something negative to say.
Yeah.
And everybody's leaving something behind for the next trade, which is even worse because the trades are only doing one thing, then there's a GC.
Yeah.
And since we are GCs and we're left with the garbage, the cleanups, I mean, let's get into this, man. There's a lot to talk about.
I'm not a parent. I don't have kids. I don't like cleaning up after grown men.
Sometimes we have a lot of kids.
These are grown men, so I don't see it on my job site. My guys come in, they do their job, they clean up. There's always a broom, there's always shovels here, there's always garbage containers, there's always red, there's always those Brafasco garbages. There's on every single floor. There's always some place to put trash. So if you do work, you're drilling holes, you're stripping wire, you're doing something. Clean it up, man. Just clean it up.
I really think that a lot of these guys believe that when we pay them to do their job doesn't consist of taking their garbage
Cleaning.
and throwing it out or sweeping up and cleaning up.
Isn't it ironic though that most of the guys don't think that that's part of their job, but that's what they do when they're apprentices and they're starting out for the first time. They're only sweeping and cleaning up stuff.
Isn't it?
So why
ironic?
is it funny that when they actually become their own business owner or they're actually calling their own shots, they don't pick up the broom anymore?
I do all the time.
No, we do, right? But
Yeah.
a lot of guys don't, to the point where it's become a stereotype now. So someone's come in, and we've seen these videos on social media where you see someone come in to do the cabinetry, and all of a sudden, garbage everywhere. And now they got to clean it up before they can start doing their job.
Me selling our work, I don't want to clean all day. So if you have something and you're done with it, throw it in the garbage.
All the guys come in with their Timmies, and I listen, have all your Timmies, I don't give a shit. But then don't leave it around the job site.
Yeah,
and,
no
and
joke.
then it's just left there all day long, and then by accident I move something, I hit it, and half a cup of Timmy's goes everywhere.
It's on a ladder,
Yeah.
or it's on a
Yeah.
horse. You know, like.
And so now I've got to clean that up because you didn't want to finish it or you didn't want to throw it out.
And what's left over from that? Okay, sure, we clean it up, but that nasty smell.
I know.
And it stinks.
I know.
And you know what? Our homeowners love us because we're constantly cleaning. But I can't work or I can't have a safe environment if it's not clean.
I know, but if someone else puts a coffee cup on someone else's miter saw, they're aware of that.
Oh,
Yeah, you're totally right because it's their machine now.
It's their machine now.
Yeah.
It's their tool. It's their property. Is it because, okay, someone else left it, so I can't pick it up? That's the thing. If you know who the fucker is that did it, then just point it out to him. And that's what I've actually done.
It's like toilets. Sometimes those toilets get full, and right to the top, there's a mountain in there, and they just leave it in there. I hate those guys.
I think that's sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
What I think about all this is, we're definitely touching base on.
Is that you, Mike?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. we're touching base on,
Is he
on
wearing a suit
cleanliness
today?
No, just my nipples. I think we got to touch base. Yes, the cleanliness is important. It's also it also brings forth the safetiness. More importantly, when we're talking about respecting the trade or the trade after us, it doesn't just lead to garbage. Now we can get into whole whack of terms here. Framing, for example.
Sure.
Framing. Carlito, I know, look at you. You're going to jump out of your seat. Wait, let me finish. I know. They need to make sure go ahead, their crowns
Are out.
yeah.
And up.
And up. Not in, out, in, out.
I love it. I love it.
So 9 times out of 10, the drywallers will come in. The guys will come up. And they'll say, fuck these guys.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just going to board up. I don't care. These walls are crazy. This is what
Who
they
cares?
did.
The mutter will take care of it.
And then all of a sudden, you just took the words out of him. The taper will fix it. The mutter will fix it. And then it snowballs. The taper comes in and says, go fuck all of these guys. You know what? I'm going to do my shit. I'm going to get it done. It's going to be smooth. There's going to be waves. And I don't care. It's not my job. And then it snowballs. It just keeps leading on to the tile setters. You know what I mean? Like the tile setters complaining that walls aren't square. That's what I think we should veer into. I get the whole garbage thing.
Because I'll tell you one thing. When you and me are spending 4 days cleaning up after a mutter, when they've splatted mud on every part of the floor, on windows, on furniture, on doors that are brand new, that are worth $5,000 to $10,000. There's dust everywhere. Do you not think that that's their responsibility to vacuum and scrape and clean their own work?
100%.
Because the flooring guys, it's not their job to do that.
No. Dude, hey, man, you want to bat heads? Listen, you're about 150 pounds bigger. I'll go. You want to go? Let's go. That's fine. You know what? I respect that. But do you want to be ripping out walls after they're tiled because there are a bunch of waves
Dude,
everywhere? I know you do. But
That's
I'm
why
saying, though,
that's
I'm
why
in the
we're
same
here.
boat. I respect the fact that we got to keep our jobs clean. Manny, you want to get in here anytime, eh?
I'm watching this.
I'm just saying though. I
like a tennis
think
match,
even
man.
worse. The job can be cleaned up. Great, I respect that. Every day, there has to be cleaned up.
Okay,
No, but you
this is very
Ding, ding, ding.
very simple. If you come on the job site and it's clean, because if it's my job site and if it's your job site, it's clean, and a new trade shows up on the job site, you leave it that way. So all my guys that I see is like, if you arrive on the site and the site is clean and it's organized and it's getting ready to be garbage moved out of there because of the previous trade, then that's what you got to do as a
But
trade.
if you have your hands empty, it doesn't matter if you're the drywaller or not.
Yeah.
Grab some garbage and throw it out.
Yeah, I agree
know?
with you.
Yep. No,
We have all done this. Okay, I don't know if a lot of trade people do this, but like business owners that own construction companies do this. How many times you go up and down the stairs and you're going in through a house and stuff like that, and you're either at the start of the day or at the end of the day? What do you do at the start of the day if you're traveling up and down those stairs?
You make sure the stairs are clear.
They're clear, but the thing is, you're bringing a tool up. You're always carrying something with
Something's
you.
always
Yes.
being carried up or down. Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, you're bringing tools or trash down. So then you're not like left at the end of the day with, I got all that trash or
No, you're
all
right.
those tools. You do it in little stages of it. So that's how I learned that from Ziggy, my framer. He's like, if you start walking down and you're going to the bathroom, grab something. We know we're done in an hour. We're going to bring it to the back of the truck. We don't need that. Grab that. So you don't waste the trip down the stairs. You collect your steps, but you also collect the material.
The important thing to remember, being a trade, is when we are asking you for a cost or a price to your work, that means that you are going to clean up after yourself. You're going to pay for your
Yeah.
material and you're going to get rid of the garbage.
Yeah.
But what happens is these trades just think that they're done and they just move to the next job and they leave it all behind. Now, us being GCs, we are now left holding the costs of the garbage, our guys cleaning up, scraping the floors. This is a lot of time. And over a complete build of, say, 3 months to a year, you could go between 4 and 6 40-yarder bins. And you know
I
what?
agree.
Each one of those trades does not realize how much time we have to put in sweeping, cleaning up, and repairing the stuff that they've left behind because they've just moved on.
Why don't we? Okay.
And
that's
then
it.
we're stuck with the homeowner.
That's
and
it.
trying
From
to,
here on out. Order! From here on out, I'm only going to work with guys that clean up after themselves and girls that clean up from after themselves.
Hey, you know what?
That's it. You don't clean up, you don't come back.
You know what, Manny? This is how it goes. A homeowner hires us. You know what? In our cost is to clean up.
You know what I'm going to do next? On my next quote that comes in, right, to do a job or something like that, they're going to give me the quote, send it. I'm going to have a conversation, and I'm going to end the conversation by saying, and that includes cleaning, right?
And garbage.
And garbage removal, right?
Right.
And they'll look at you going,
But Manny, if I clean up before, after, during,
It's easier.
and everything's left behind,
It's
what kind
easier.
of taste do I leave in your mouth? Wow, I love working with these guys. These guys were fantastic.
Exactly. I
know-
want to call them back.
Why do we have to be bitter? Why do we have to say bad things? Listen, I'm not trying to say bad things about trades,
No.
but I am talking about the guys that leave the mess, that don't care, that just come to their job and don't care.
All right, let's go from the bottom up on a house.
Sounds excellent.
All right, demo guys, what should they be doing?
Demolition.
Sherlock Gnome here.
I'm back, by the way. I'm still here.
No, what I look for in a good demo guy in a company is somebody that is really conscious of the environment and separates everything as good as bad, like as they possibly can.
Yeah, totally.
Right? Separate it and conscious of it, and if they discover asbestos, then they'll make the right phone calls and get it all ready. But then they're going to clean up the whole job site, get everything cleaned up so it's all ready now for the foundation guys.
Right.
So now we get into the foundation guys, and you want guys who are going to come in, and we all know they got to cut a world of steaks, right?
Yeah.
They're not grilling them, they're cutting them, right?
Yeah.
So all those offcuts, I expect that the foundation guys who are setting up the footings, those little triangles offcuts, they're going to go into the garbage. They're
Or,
going to
or how about when they start to do the rebar in between those forms, they've got caps on all of them.
Yeah. Then we get into the framers. Framers we know is the biggest one right there because they have so many offcuts, right? But if you manage those offcuts on a weekly basis, you'll have a clean job site. So from there, you're getting into cladding, like exterior cladding. So we all know masonry, brickwork, is one of the messiest trades out there because of just all the mortar, all the offcuts, everything like that. But once again, if you're cleaning it up every single week and you're taking care of it at the end of the week, then you come in Monday morning, you feel a lot better.
But what is it when a homeowner shows up there? What is he thinking?
It's important because they think the same thing.
There's a whack of things we could talk about
there's a
here.
list for every single trade that shows up on the job site that needs to just, it's basically, I'm telling you, show up on the job site, how you arrive at this job site, you should be leaving the job site even in better condition.
You're right.
That's it.
100%.
It's so simple. The math is literally 1 + 1. I take a lot of pride in the work that I do. Sure, I'm more expensive. I take longer. I don't do as many work
Are you
jobs.
more expensive? You don't know that.
I'm being told that I'm more expensive.
Okay.
So are we. We've been told that a million times.
I think
I've
that,
never been told that I'm cheap. That's the truth.
Well, I mean, maybe you're expensive compared to a hack or someone that doesn't care.
I'm at the numbers that I'm at because it costs this much to do it. But I take a huge amount of pride in the work that I do and the work that my crew does. And I love driving by a house that I had something to do with. We've been talking about respecting the next trade, right? So respect the next trade that's going to come in. We've forgotten about the GC. So now GCs have to oversee the whole thing. And
That's right.
I ain't talking cafe GCs here, by the way, because you guys can
On-site
continue- You
GCs.
can continue drinking your coffee there. at the cafe.
Managers.
Yes, on-site GC. So an on-site GC is what I've actually been telling other guys that have worked with me that want to learn a thing or two is that I don't expect you to know everything that every trade that on your job site knows.
But a good manager does.
I expect you to hold your own against every single trade. You should know ABCs of every single trade. That's a fact, right?
Right.
So the thing is, you set the tone for all these trades that enter your job site. So if you're not an on-site GC and you're not contributing and they don't see you sweeping and cleaning up and picking up, I still sweep, I still pick up trash, I still do all that stuff. I still throw it out in the weekends and stuff. I still do that. And I'm the top dog in this business, in my business, right? But I do that because it's a reflection. I don't want my clients or any other trade person or the inspectors to show up on a job site and go, this place is filthy.
Or it's a reflection of who you are.
It's a complete reflection of who I am.
Yeah.
Right? So
Which raises the question: is he really the most expensive?
Well,
Is
we're back to that. He's been
that's-
waiting for that, huh?
No. Oh yeah. You know what? It chaps my ass because
fine. You can chap
anyways,
your ass all your time. I don't know.
It,
Are
it
you wearing
bothers me
chaps right
because
now?
when I get told that we're the most expensive, quote, there's a reason for it, and it's exactly for everything he just explained. Where other people don't give a shit. They don't care about the next trade.
I think that you phrase yourself the wrong way on that. I don't want to be known, or I don't even care about how people might think that we're the. That's what the facts are. The facts are, this is what it costs to get rid of the garbage. This is what it costs to clean the sites. This is what it costs to do the work. This is what it costs for the material.
Right.
What we do really need is every trade to do the same thing.
Contribute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Their costs should entail all the things that we're speaking about.
It's easier to clean a site with 100 guys than it is to clean a site with one
Totally
guy.
right.
Which leads me back to my point. Are we that expensive?
No.
We're not.
Mike's
No.
not letting go of
No,
that.
now he's fighting me. So I'm
Okay,
just
but,
letting you know, man.
but for-
It's not.
It's for another talk.
It's.
but,
I get
but-
it's for another talk, but I mean,
It's a money talk. We're
But
gonna
it's
do
a
money
hidden
talk.
cost. Listen,
It is a hidden cost.
somebody will give a cheaper quote at the beginning. We'll put what you think is a higher quote, but at the end of the project, the other person's project will have so many extras and so many costs over top that we were actually the cheaper
the cheaper ones. Yeah. Hey, I
So
can agree to
either-
that.
The old saying I always say to all the guys or anyone I meet, you either pay now or you pay later.
Yeah.
But I really want to talk about respecting the next trade. For me, it's really important. I'm on the tools every single day. I picked up the vacuum cleaner 5 times. I picked up the broom a couple times today. I was cleaning my own site. When I work and I make a mess, I clean up right after. I'm not just leaving it for that guy because there's so much more to clean still. You know, there's other guys that are forgetting because they're moving so fast. I would rather have the guy focused on them. But it's about a team, and we are a team, and respecting the next trade is working together as a team.
I haven't been on as many job sites as you guys have, but in the last year or two, I would say I've been on a few job sites, and it's funny that the first thing I notice is how organized that job site is, how clean it is. And if the place is filthy, I have less respect for the GC that's trying to impress me on that job site. But you know what's really funny though? When the job is done, I don't clean this fucking place. I hire a crew.
We do
cleaning
too.
crew.
We do too.
I stopped doing that after the second or third rental. I was like, you know what? I'm exhausted, and I'd rather let professionals come in here and you guys clean up everything.
Clean the ductwork, clean
it
everything,
all.
yeah.
Clean it all and make it look magical. And then I come in with the cameras, right? But I have no interest in cleaning it at the end of that. I've been cleaning and washing tile and cleaning and doing all this stuff for like.
Well, you know what? I'm very passionate. So at the end of the day, that last clean is actually what I enjoy the most because I look for the inefficiencies. That's when I do my inspection, my last inspection of what the trades had left behind or what my guys left behind. Yeah. Because I need to have a conversation with Mike afterwards because Mike will have to deal with the customer because he deals with the customers. I deal with the guys on site.
I do several walkthroughs before I bring the clients in. I don't want them to see a single thing.
Who built the house or who's the contractor? So it's nice to have our name on it and people be proud of, hey, Creatix did this house.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I want to be proud of too.
One of the biggest compliments I got about the whole when the Respect the Next Trade thing was happening, there was one of the followers on Instagram out west asked me, he actually sent a DM and he asked me, would you mind if I made a sign and parked it on my job site on the front so all my trades that walked in there, they could see that phrase, respect the next trade. I was like, please do.
Yeah.
Please do. You know what I mean? That's a huge compliment to me. So it's like you already arrive at the job site and someone's telling you, please respect the next trade. Just understand who's following you after the fact.
You kind of want that satisfaction of when you're asking someone to come into your job to do a particular job. You want them to be happy to come on to your workplace.
Well,
you know what I mean? It's gratifying. For me, it is anyways. When they say, Mike, for you, no problem. You know what I mean? Because they know
Wait a
already.
minute. What does that mean, man? For you, no problem.
Well, I'm saying,
that
like,
says, no. Hang on a sec.
No.
That means only the good guys get for you, no problem.
No. Hang on a sec. What do you mean all the good guys?
No. I'm just saying.
I'm
so
saying,
then if it's a
hey,
shitty
but-
builder, they're gonna go, no, for you, that's a problem.
Well, they'll say
But
that to
for
a shitty
you,
builder.
that's no
But
problem.
for me, it's a
Well,
like
but why doesn't he do that for everybody?
because it's not everybody's site that's
I know.
respected.
I know. So
No,
I go
you
back
know
to,
what?
so why isn't everybody's site like your site?
Well,
so
I'm
everyone
saying
should-
I don't know why. That's
Is
why
it
we're
really
talking
that
about
much?
it. We're
Is that-
trying to change that.
Is
You
that-
know
but-
what, guys? You guys
Well, the
you
thing
guys
is-
hit it. We just hired some tile guys because it's really hard for us to keep up with how many projects as we have in demand right now. We got 4 jobs going on the go at one time. We have to keep all the homeowners happy.
Feels like Carlito's doing a plug here.
No.
No,
So-
he knows we
so
got 4 jobs
we
going all the
hired-
time.
we've been trying some new tile setters because I'm 46 and I can't be on my knees or working with tiles. It's taking too much time because it takes a lot of time to lay tile properly. So we hired another group to try them out. When they came in, I had to stop them and said, what are you doing?
What were they
and
doing?
they're like, well, we don't back butter. And I said,
What?
Hey, on my sites, you
What?
back butter. And he's like, well, we don't typically do that, but if you ask us, we will. And I'm like, wait a second. Before we start this project, you told me how much this would cost. You didn't tell me that you weren't going to do all the most important things. So what is it that you're going to do and what you're not going to do? And the point I think Mike was saying is a lot of people are already programmed not to do the right things. The people that were hiring them previously to us were trying to nickel and dime them, and they didn't care. They just wanted the job done. When they started working with us, they realized that we cared, and they had to charge us a different price.
So that's
and they
where
had
it
no
is.
problem doing it.
For you, no problem. That's where it is.
No, though for me, no problem was, Tony, I need you in here tomorrow. Is that going to work for you? For Mike, for you, no problem.
Well, you know what? Isn't there-
instead of coming in next week, that was where the no problem thing came.
Mike just hit it. He just hit it, to use his phrase, a nail right in the head there. He just hit it, right? It's just
Hashtag nail on the head.
if you if you respect the traits, you set up a certain kind of job site. When the shit hits the fan as a GC and you need them to come back, you don't think that those guys are going to drop everything and come back to your job site that you took care of them so well? My guys
For
do.
you, no problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, we're very straight up with our trades. If I know you or I don't know you, I'll have the same conversation with you every time you come in. This is what I expect. This is how I want it done. This is what we've told the customer. This is what I'm expecting you to do, because if the customer comes here and says, why aren't you doing it that way? I've already told you to do it this way. These are the rules on our projects. And we tell them ahead of time.
That goes back to your brand. You've established your brand for your clients, that this is what Cradix is all about.
Yeah, but because we've done it this way, and I hate saying "but" at the beginning of the conversation, but
Unless it's BUTT.
hi, our trades are respecting the next trade because of our management skills.
Yes.
We're managing them and we're caring, and they see that we care. And you know what? At the beginning of our relationships, a couple of them, now we've got a solid bunch of guys, and they know when they come to our site, they know that's how it is.
Yep.
The fact that Carlito has 1,000,000 ounces of fear in them before they step into the room's got
No,
nothing to do with it.
It's not about intimidation.
No, not at all.
it's not about
He's
intimidation.
absolutely right. They
We
know
make
and respect.
rules.
Yeah, they do. I'm just kidding, guys. I mean,
Well,
he's-
you guys like me, we built our brands the same but different. But we built it off of the little details. The little details are what homeowners are paying attention to, and what homeowners are telling their friends about, and what homeowners are having conversations with everybody about. So we all know homeowners can't wait to get inside the house, right? So they're going to do site visits all the time. So
Yeah.
like my clients here are always passing by 2-3 times a week. They would probably be passing by more if they wanted to, right? But they're busy people as well. I don't, and they have 2 little girls, right? So I don't want a job site that's going to have any kind of risk, right? There's only been a couple of times where I've left them a message going, sure, pass by, just be aware of this. We just did this or we just did that, and I don't want you guys to kind of trip or fall or whatever, right?
You know what's happened is construction is changing right now.
Why? What's going
It's
on?
changing for all of us.
What's going on?
Right now, homeowners are sick of normal construction. They're sick of minimum code.
Thank goodness.
They're sick.
Well,
Thank
time.
goodness.
They're sick of hiring the hacks. I've never been so busy in my entire life because most of our work is because they've kicked out a contractor and we're finishing up their work.
It's called the construction flu?
No, but what I'm saying is homeowners are now aware. Instagram is a huge tool for everybody.
Machine.
The thing is, the more people preach and the more people brag about their work, the more they're going to have to stay on top of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what are we here for? We're not here to really banter any of the good guys. We're here to educate the bad guys. I don't know how to say it, but times are changing, and if people don't jump on the bandwagon now, they're going to lose out. Their businesses are going to fail because people are more aware than ever.
It goes back to running your business, where I keep thinking that if you're building everything brand new at that stage, like you're doing everything brand new for the first time, there isn't that much more effort to actually give a shit. You know what I'm saying? To do something a little bit better. Like crowns out, sweep the floors, keep everything clean, no coffee fucking empty air in there or whatever. Just, it doesn't take that much more effort to do it that way.
No, it doesn't.
So why
At
not
all.
just do it that way? 3 things are going to happen if I arrive on a job site that someone wants to hire me to continue the work, right? And I see those deficiencies. 3 things are going to happen, right? One of 3 things, are going to happen. First, I'm not going to take the job. because I don't want to touch my brand, my work, my skill to that garbage.
Right.
2, I'm just going to do it and not give a shit.
You're
3,
not going to do that. Yeah.
fix everything and build it to my level. Those are one of 3 things that are going to happen.
Which is going to come with an expensive tag.
One of them is expensive.
Sure.
One is cheapest.
There is no other ones. You're not going to take the job.
You just take it and you just do it. You don't care.
Oh,
Everything's
I
at
see.
a level.
I see.
Everything's at a
But
time.
Manny, when I hire these guys, what am I paying for? Am
Well,
I
that
paying?
goes
If
back
I
to-
ask for a drywall, am I just asking for them to put drywall up,
No.
or am I asking them to put the drywall screws so they don't break the skin, that they're up against the wood? That if there's a problem that occurs, like I expect my drywall, if he runs into a framing problem, that he stops at that spot and
And
he calls
tells
me over
you.
and he says, "Hey man,
Yes.
either you need to rip that out or plane it right now
Yep.
because I can't put the drywall on that." Instead of just continuing on, never telling me,
Yeah.
and then I have to deal with a problem later on.
That's why I like being here on the first couple of days of any trade starting. So if there's a problem, they can just speak to me.
Yeah.
And we can solve it. Right? But generally speaking, there aren't any problems.
Well, on our sites, there's not any problems either because the thing is, I've been in this business 30 years and there's no bullshit that they can give me.
Holy fuck, how old are you?
Yeah, I know, eh? But they can't bullshit me. I've already used every excuse. I've already seen every excuse. And I've had so many guys work under me that I know every little game that they're going to play with me.
Can't
I know
bullshit a
when I know
bullshitter.
when a guy puts a 2x4 on his shoulder and he's walking by me, he's not really working. He's just holding a 2x4. I know when I see a guy grabbing an extension cord
Is it a
and
fashion
wrapping
shoot?
it,
Like a
he's
photo
just
shoot?
wasting time.
Seriously?
Oh yeah.
Grab an extension.
I catch it all the time.
They're just
He
wasting
really
time?
does, man. He really does. He catches everything.
Not anymore because I don't have those kind of guys around me.
Yeah.
We were overkilling everything we're doing because we were respecting the next trade. No one else does this. And I'm like, well, who are you comparing me?
Bullshit.
Who are you comparing me to?
Nobody else does.
But who are
this.
you comparing me
I've
to?
met you guys and I've met dozens of other good
I
contractors.
know tons of
that
guys.
all
We
do
work
it.
with tons of guys
So,
that care.
so who are these people that they're saying they don't care?
You know what? I'm actually, Manny, I'm really proud of the guys I work with. If I have a problem, I tell them once and they'll tell me why or why not they're doing that. And if it makes sense, I'll either conform to them or they'll conform to me. And that's how we work together in this industry as a team. What's the worst story of something that's been left behind for another trade?
Oh my goodness. Did I tell you this story in the very first podcast about the mob and the foundation?
No, but I'd try to stray away from that area.
What about the beer? About the beer?
Just go on.
Am I going to get more in trouble here? Like what's going on here, man? Every podcast I have to say something that gets me in trouble. Long story short is I treat my guys really well. So if I'm working with you for the first time and we're getting along and it's been a great week, Manny has beer for you, right? So
Amazing.
if you're Polish framing crew, Tiskis are waiting for you come Friday, right? And I actually love Tiskis. I think they're great. So, the foundation guys were working, and they did a great job the first week. They were wonderful. We got along. The work was good, and everything was all good. Beer was fine. So it was Friday. I was running a little bit late. I had to leave, and then I had to come back on Saturday for a site visit with my clients. So I came back, and the foundation crew felt it was okay to chuck all the empty beers into the walkout portion of the build, where there was a little puddle of water. So you had beers floating where my clients are about to show up.
Wow. So much for Friday beers.
Yeah. They didn't get any more beers, and they didn't get any friendly nature from me the rest of the time that they were there.
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of hostility, and that's just fact. But that's a major disrespect. You couldn't finish a beer that was given to you as a gift. Like just as here, I'm a friend, you're a friend. We're all, it's a nice summer day. We're working. It's great. It's a nice cold one on Friday and we're all good. And all of a sudden you figure, let me just chuck it into the job site and thinking what? It was just going to get buried. Is that what it was? It's going to get buried, right?
Yeah.
No, it's going to get seen by my clients. It's going to get seen by other people. And it makes me look bad. And it makes the entire construction crew attached to this project look bad. Yeah. Don't do that. I would say that was the biggest bullshit that someone did. And guess what? I've never worked with them again.
Yeah, and that's what happens. A lot of these guys don't care, but you know what? A couple months go by, a year goes by, and these guys will call you back. But you know what? We don't have work for them anymore.
That reminds me of another story.
Fire away.
But just before you start that, two of my biggest pet peeves If you gotta spit or hork, spit in a bush or spit in the garbage can. I hate stepping in spit. I hate seeing spit.
Who the fuck is spitting on the?
Guys are spitting all the time.
Are you kidding me?
I catch guys all the time and I say, spit in the garbage or spit in the bush where I can't see it. Another thing is, I hate cigarettes on the job. You know what? If you're done with your cigarette, put it out, throw it in the bin.
Throw it out.
Make sure it's out.
I know.
Put it in the bin.
I know. We
Usually
have
it's
rules.
a cup. There's a tin cup.
Yeah, but that
outside.
cup has got to be removed
Yeah,
every day.
every
I know
day,
because that
exactly.
cup stinks, man.
Yeah.
Over
Well,
a day's time.
it goes at the end of the driveway or beside the driveway where you smoke, and then that's it.
Go ahead,
Put it
Manny.
out.
I interrupted you there for a second.
Oh man, people are gonna hate me because now I'm giving up all these little stories of guys.
It's okay.
that
People hate
don't
you
wanna-
already. Just
I
go
don't give
for
a Fuck what people think about.
That's what I like
me,
about
so.
you, Manny.
I'm joking.
You know what? This isn't about hurting people
Yes.
or upsetting people. It's
not a popularity contest.
It's
No.
about awareness. And you know what? Having 3 different opinions really makes for an interesting conversation
Listen.
and different views.
What's important to me is the people that I respect and the people that I love and the people that I care for in my life. Me. That's all.
That's it.
If you're a fucking asshole, I don't care. Because I'm not your friend. I'm not going to help you in a pinch and I don't give a shit. And I'm not going to give you work, right? So I don't give a fuck if anybody wants to talk shit about me because I don't care about you. I'm too old to have any fucking feelings hurt. I can't find fucking feelings on this body. Okay? They don't exist. So back to my story. I had a landscaper guy that I worked with once before. They did a good job. They did a great job, actually. Kept the place clean. And landscaping is not a clean job to keep clean.
No.
Like you're talking, bobcats and dirt and gravel. And they did a stupendous job. Great job. Then I had another job for them. And I asked them, listen, can you come out and give me a quote? No problem at all, right? So we set a time and date, and I'm here waiting. Half hour goes by, I text, I go, where are you? He goes, oh, shit, I totally forgot about Manny. I'm in Brampton right now. I was like, well, dude, you're like an hour away, man. I go, let's just reschedule. What day is good for you? So we reschedule for another day, right? And 2 days later or something like that, and all of a sudden I show up again, waiting.
No way.
I'm running a bit late, man. I'll be there in about 20 minutes. I'm like, all right, fine. Shows up. We walk through everything. I tell him, okay, give me this. This is what we're thinking about. This is what we're thinking, whatever. We go through the whole gamut, right? Fine. He's taking notes. He's doing all this other shit. Great, whatever. I go, when do you think you can have something for me? He goes, give me a couple of days, man. I'll get it to you, right? So this was like Wednesday or something like that, Tuesday, Wednesday. He goes, I'll have something for Friday. No problem. Okay, great. So the week goes by. Friday morning comes up. I get a text from him. First thing at the top of the day, great. Everyone's getting their day started. He sends me a text. He goes, Manny, I'll have those numbers for you in Friday afternoon. I was like, wonderful. Great. Thanks very much. So Friday afternoon comes along and I don't hear from him. Waiting. And I text him. I was going, where's the quote? He goes, oh, I spoke to my boss and he doesn't want to do the job.
Wow. So what?
Okay. And this is how I responded. I'm never going to work with you ever again. Goodbye.
Done.
I spelt it clearly. No auto spell. I didn't have to respell any word. I was very, very clear. He responded back by saying, what do you mean? Delete. Gone. Not speaking. Right? So now a year goes by or something like that. Hey, Manny, how's it going? How are you doing? You busy? How's it going?
Wow.
Don't respond. Facebook. Hey, Manny, how's it going? No response. Leaving messages, trying to get me on DMs and stuff like that. No, I'm not speaking to you, dude. You fucked me. I gave you 2 shots. You fucked me, and I had to go find somebody else to get a number now. You fuck me once, I don't deal with you. That's it.
And it's the consequences.
That's all
it's
it is.
respecting. You're totally right. Respecting
There was
the next
no
trade.
respect there
Yeah.
whatsoever.
I would rather hear you say, I'm too busy or I won't be able to get to you
Yes,
for another week or
very
two.
much.
Please go try to get another quote.
Very much.
I won't be able to do anything.
But I love hearing from my clients. They're always telling me, how do you get your guys on the job site so quickly? I was like, because they actually love being on my job site.
Yeah,
It's
well-
the team that you built.
Yeah,
right?
right.
But going back to that guy who, screwed me twice on trying to get a quote and then decided not to do the job. Everything that they did amazing on that first job, everything that was perfect and
Null
I
and
want to
void.
work with. Exactly.
Null and void.
Null and void.
Yep.
Gone. That last thing that they did was the last impression that I have of that company now.
That's how
What it-
our business
You know,
works.
Nicole said it the other day. They remember the first and last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so true.
This business is so fantastic. We should all be enjoying working in construction, and we should enjoy seeing people. We need to work together, and we need to respect each other.
Me in construction, I've had more days where I'm walking around with an erection than not.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I'm excited to be on a job site.
Ready to go start the truck.
Congratulations.
But don't you want to be walking around a job site with
It's
an erection?
watermelon. You eat watermelon. This guy eats a watermelon every day.
I'm just saying, metaphorically
Pineapples.
speaking, I'm walking
Pineapples.
around with an erection. I'm
Yeah.
not physically walking around.
No.
It's not my tool belt. I'm just saying that
Figure
I'm
of
excited.
speech.
Totally.
I love my job.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I
Why
love it.
can't more and more people, more and more tradespeople feel the same way? Why can't we all be walking around with erections? You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
it's
Some of
excited.
them are women.
Hey, you know what, Manny?
Good point. Good point.
You know what, Manny? Lately, I've been this whole podcast and the people that I've been able to meet or people that have DM'd me. I'm meeting some really great people that were hidden in the woodwork. I don't know why they haven't marketed themselves better, but there's a lot of passionate people. And just by us doing what we're doing, I'm starting to meet some really great people.
Yep.
And you know what? I want to surround myself with
Positivity.
good people that have the same goal as me.
Yeah.
Let's have a great time at work. Let's make some money together. Let's make some money. That's the problem, is let's make some money, because a lot of times we're not making money.
Yeah.
We're just working stupid and hard. Someone said to me, if you work more than 40 hours, you haven't figured out the math.
I heard that.
If you're
yeah.
working 80 hours, you're spinning your
Yeah,
wheels.
I'm reading Tim Ferriss right now, the
But-
4-hour week. I know, I'm reading it. But
I don't, there's a math there that I haven't figured out yet. I don't know if it's because I care too much about my work.
But when does the clock stop? Because your mind is always spinning and you're always thinking about ideas. Like yesterday, I was upstairs for 2 hours trying to just figure out this vanity wall in the master, which is something that is great and it's new and then nobody's done it. And I never saw it on Pinterest or House.
or Instagram or Facebook.
But you know what? And that's the thing. You have to be passionate to
Yeah,
see those
you
things.
gotta be passionate.
You were telling me about this. You gained an extra almost 2 feet, right? Is this the washroom you're
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah.
Are we talking about the washroom here?
Yeah, not,
For a second there, I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
And-
Yes.
And you know what?
Yes, that's exactly it.
and being that person that you are, a lot of times we'll open up walls and we'll see empty spaces
Yep.
and we'll create something out of
Yeah.
that space.
Because I always had a problem with it being the master bathroom and the vanity was only 6 feet wide and it was for 2 adults. And I was like, that's going to be such a fucking pain. It's going to be really difficult for 2 people to get ready in the morning. So then I was trying to figure out, how do I make this longer without disrupting the staircase right there and the wall that belongs to the shower that's right there. And I actually came up with a really cool idea, and hopefully I'll get it approved and it'll get done, and then I'll share it and I'll show people, and then people will go, wow, that's a great solution. Right, but I like that's with the jazz. So you're always working. I understand the 40-hour.
That's respecting. That's respecting the homeowner.
That's respecting the homeowner, right? But back to the clients, when they get on site and they see all of my trades, they feel that they can have this conversation with everybody, like they know they're kind of get to knowing everybody, and they don't want to steal their jobs or their livelihood or something like that, but they want to just dive into their world and what kind of a person they are. They're very interested in to know what kind of person they are.
Well, sure. It's my say this is my house.
Yeah.
If you're in my house, I want to know who you are.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because if I don't like you, I don't want you in my house.
I don't want you.
I don't care.
So they hire you guys and myself, and they know that you've spent the time and effort to actually put a proper team together, a team that respects each other. So then when they come in and they're a stranger, you introduce them and they start having a conversation. You know what? They're like Carlito and Mike. They're just as nice. They're just as great. They're wonderful.
You know what? I tell people all the time when we leave job sites, we're part of their family.
Yeah.
Like when we leave,
Familia. I know.
People stay in contact with us. People send us Christmas cards. They do more for us than we do for them, because a lot of times we forget, because out of sight, out of mind, right? What's your biggest pet peeve? Or what's a story that really bothered you about respecting the next trade?
I guess I can. I might as well say it.
Uh-oh. What are you going to do?
Oh, I know where this is going.
This is definitely going.
Uh-oh.
Well, this is ways back. This is before you, buddy. Walked into a basement. Gonna say it. It's the drywall guys were mudding. They were getting the mud going. We didn't have a functional bathroom. Ooh. And I walked down into a basement. Let's just I'm going to put it this way. The Home Depot bucket wasn't orange.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
And that is the
I
most...
think that we call that cacarillas.
It's cacarillas to the dias. But fucking disgusting, man. Like, I'm already... and I know who this person was. He's never done anything for me ever again. His excuse was, Mike, I had to go. Okay, that's great. Right in the fucking basement, into a bucket. Dude, take the bucket away. Drive it somewhere. Don't leave it in the goddamn basement.
Okay, I think we got the point.
My plumber's told me, he's been in the business like, I don't know, 40 years. He's told me stories about in the basement before they pour the slab, they'll take a dump and then just
Yeah,
push the
see,
column.
you know
my-
what? And
my
I've
wife-
heard that too. It's disgusting,
My
man.
my
Like, I'm-
wife builds brand new homes and high end homes.
Yeah, and they're
like
doing that.
5 to 10,000 square foot
they're
homes.
doing that.
And the guys are shitting all
Oh.
over the houses.
Okay, I think this talk is completely
Yeah.
fucking going.
And how is that respecting the next trade? Come on, guys. Guys got to work in there, man.
Hey, man,
It's
you asked me-
feces,
you asked
dude.
me-
But they've got to
You
take a
asked me-
shit. So
Dude.
my problem is I point the fingers at the GC who doesn't have a working
You know what?
toilet on site.
We're
Well,
on. By
that's
the way,
thing though, you got to remember, I didn't.
okay,
No,
hang on a
and it was
second.
long time
Hang on a
ago.
second.
Long time.
We're
ago.
on a site right now. This is a real construction site that we're on.
Yep.
I am looking out the window. More than 10 feet away, you have a beautiful heated porta potty. If you don't have a washroom for your guys, you better be ready for that.
Oh no,
the
exactly.
truth.
Hey man, I'll take onus to it, dude. Like I said, man,
And it's against the law, by the way.
Do you
Yeah, it
know
is.
why?
And
Okay.
homeowners don't realize we have to pay for these things.
I get it, but I'm just saying.
Do you know why that one is there? Because I visited my plumber one day and he had one on that job site, and I was like blown away that there was a urinal. It was heated, it had a toilet. I didn't have to. I wasn't hitting the walls with my elbows when I was fucking squatting down.
It's a great place for sleeping.
Oh, it's just fucking great. It's nice and toasty in there. It's wonderful. It's there because I'm on site using it, and I got tired of the regular bullshit illegal toilets.
Yeah.
This is the legal toilet now. Everyone has to get used to this being the legal toilet. You have
And
to-
that's respecting the trades, having something
completely.
ready for
But
them.
what's funny is that every single crew that came on here and has used that, they're like, I've never used a bathroom like that before.
But you know what's? But getting to this washroom, since we're already on this washroom part,
We're on this washroom
Well,
part.
we have a washroom always available to us. It's one of the things we have to have. Come on, guys are eating and working
Yeah,
hard,
yeah,
you know.
for sure.
But guys, if the toilet paper falls off, pick it up and put it in the toilet.
Oh
and
my
flush
God,
it.
that's another thing.
Why do I need to walk into
Yeah,
a washroom?
yeah.
and there's toilet paper everywhere.
Yeah. Why?
like come on.
You know what else? The toilet seat. Visual piece of toilet paper on top of this table. A roll of toilet paper.
No, but I did. I worked for a few insurance companies in my early years before my 20s.
I see that as a trend. I see a lot of guys who get started in construction and they do the insurance jobs.
I did
Well,
too.
you know
I
what?
was in the insurance
It's a
as well.
great place to hack. Yeah. I'm not kidding you. I'm not
You know,
even going to tell you
I'm
who
laughing because
I am
it's
not going to
true.
tell you who I
It's
worked for,
true.
but
Yeah,
for
yeah,
I know.
almost 8 years,
It's true.
I picked up work from insurance companies.
It is a nice
and
place
they
to
would
hack.
say,
You're right.
They would say to me all the time, just get it done. I don't care. Get in and get out. And you're not going to get the big jobs if you don't do the little jobs. Get in and get out. And I'm like, but this, but that. I don't care. Get done. Get out.
You know, my first big job, it was like a 700 square foot basement in Blowers Village there. And I did a really good job. It was like three and a half months and stuff like that. Completely did everything. It was proper. It was great. The homeowners loved it. Did a great job and all this other shit. And then a year or two later, the basement got flooded. Right. And it got flooded. I got a phone call going, Manny, the whole basement's got about 2 inches of water. Would that come from the hot water tank? And I was like, there's no way you can fill up 700 square feet with 2 inches of water from a hot water tank. I'm sorry, right? He goes, the water's coming from someplace else. She goes, okay, well, there's water in the basement. We're trying to figure out where it's coming from. So when I was doing the demo, I discovered there was some moisture coming into the basement. So I said, you need to waterproof the exterior. They had no drainage, no waterproofing, no nothing. It was just old boulder foundation. What had happened? Colombo figured it out. The homeowner left his hose in the window well
No way.
on, and it just kept on filling the window well, and it kept on going down, and it went through the foundation into the basement.
Because it was a
and filled
rubble
everything.
foundation.
It was rubble foundation.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, the insurance came in. Now that the insurance came in, they started assessing everything, and they're like, "Holy shit, blue studs! Holy shit, blue drywall! Holy shit, we just need to air dry this. The only thing we're gonna lose here, guys, is the flooring." So that's all they had to do is they got rid of the finished flooring, the hardwood that was put down. Their
Yeah.
engineer, right? So I get a phone call from the homeowners going, "Do you want to do it?" And I was like, "No, I don't want to do it. I'm sorry. Like, let the insurance do it. I don't want to do it." Right? So he got the insurance guys to do it, and you're talking about hacks, right? So I came by to take a look at it. I remember doing the closets, and I was like fighting the closets to blind nail everything, get it all perfectly done, right? I walk into the closet, every single board in the closet was face nailed, hardwood flooring. Every single board was face nailed. And I looked at the client and I looked at the floor and I was like, what the fuck is that? He goes, yeah, I know. So yeah, you're right about the hacks. when it comes to insurance.
No, but a lot of people get stuck in that pattern, and
the
they
problem.
never get out. So what's the end result of what we're trying to get accomplished here? Respecting the next trade.
I don't know. Am I taking crazy pills when I'm thinking that it just takes a little bit more extra effort to do those little things, man? And those little things mean cleaning up after yourself and your crew and your guys.
It's not.
Well, this is what I know. When someone hires me, everything's included.
Yeah.
And in that included comes my passion. I care. What Mike was saying earlier, we're more expensive than the other. You're paying for passion. You're paying for quality attention.
Yeah, but
And-
I'm pretty sure if you get
and
your
that's what's
quote
gonna separate us
you
from
get
the
my
other guys.
quote, we're probably going to have the same numbers on the quotes because we're doing the exact same work.
Well, I think you and I me and Mike are different from you.
No, I
You're
mean-
at a really high end custom finish.
but I mean like the numbers are going to be similar in the fact that we're factoring in the cleanup, the respecting,
Yeah.
all that
The
shit,
bins.
right? The bins and everything like that,
Yeah.
getting ordered, the toilet and stuff, all that shit, right?
Yeah,
So-
Mike buys water for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pin off a couple trades, and then you tell me the things that bother
Okay.
you. So I'm gonna go backwards. Let's start with the painters. Painters are typically the last people in. Let's not leave paint on the floor, so use drop sheets.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not leave paint in the laundry basins. Let's not leave the tape laying around.
Yep.
Let's now go back to the mutters.
You know what I love about my painter, Silvio? You know what I love about him?
Silvio's our painter too.
I'm sorry. Our painter. Our painter.
That's Sylvia painting, by the way.
Plug. Silvio, are you listening to this? He says there's too much swearing. He's asked me to tone down the swearing a bit. I was like, Silvio, I can't fucking do that. All right? I'm sorry. I
Hey,
love
man, he
Silvio.
is one good ass painter.
He is one. Yeah,
I
he's
said
awesome. I'm
this-
so happy he's on our team. Silvio painting.
What I love about Silvio, the vacuums.
Holy jeez, he looks like RoboCop today.
He always has the vacuum
Yeah, he's
going. He's
amazing.
always sucking.
No,
Seriously,
this
he's always
guy-
cleaning everything.
He's painting a kitchen for us right now, going from brown to gray.
Chantilly white.
Chantilly white. Sorry, Chantilly white.
Lace.
I'm not.
Chantilly
I'm
lace.
not there for it right now.
I thought you were going to say cloud white.
Well, it's either one of those two.
Chantilly
You mean
white.
piss yellow?
So I'm walking around the house because we have met there, and Mike wanted me to do some framing that we couldn't hire any framers to do. So Mike's like, "Hey man, you got to get in here. You got to custom frame this thing up. No one wants to finish it. No one knows what to do. It's a round staircase. Get in there. You just get it done." And I'm like, "Fine." Now I'm walking around, and Sylvia has so much passion. He says to me, "Hey, Carlito, come here." And I go, "What's up, Silvio?" And he's like, "Let me tell you some tricks." And he starts walking around and he's like, "You want your wainscot to look like furniture when it's done." And I'm like, I love this guy. He's more passionate than me. He's telling me, now we're having a debate, me and him back and forth. And Mike's loving it because Mike wants me to be wrong.
Once. Just
He
fucking once.
wants me to be wrong. We have two different ways of doing things. But you know what? I'm looking at Silvio and I'm like, here's a world champion painter.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy,
He's getting the gold.
this guy knows his shit.
I know.
This guy knows his shit.
know.
He starts giving me some advice, and I'm like, you know what? I have to take it. So you know what I did this week on this job? I bought some of the products he asked me to take and try, and I'm trying them on my job right now. Because I'm open-minded
Yes.
to positive change.
Yeah.
Right? And that's respecting your next trade.
That's the exact
instead of him
experience that I
hiding
had.
it or
Yeah.
holding that as a secret,
Yeah.
he shared that with me.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have shared that with anyone. He saw that I was passionate. He saw that I cared.
He walked on your job site, saw what you guys already set up, the brand that you're building, and he wanted to be a part of that. He
wants to make it better.
He wants to contribute.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly right.
And he wants us to do as well as he is.
Yeah.
Now let's go back to the mutters. We're going backwards, of course. The drywall dust. Guys, you got to clean up your drywall dust, man.
Today's day and age, with the technology that we have, there should not be a lot of dust on the job.
No,
site.
there shouldn't.
I don't give a shit.
I got a Festool, man.
Yeah,
I sand everything with that thing.
Every tool could be attached to a vacuum of some sort,
Yeah.
some way, right?
Yeah.
We have scrubbers that you can set up.
We have scrubbers, air movers.
I know.
We have
so,
3 vacuums
So there's
on
no
sites.
reason to have a shitload of dust on your job
Yeah.
site for your clients and inspectors and everybody other trade to walk around in.
If you're gonna put mud on the floor, at least do me a favor. I'm not expecting you to completely clean it up. I know you got to move on. You could do 2 things. You can either charge me a little bit extra for it, or scrape it up at least.
Yeah.
Just clean up a little bit. Show me that you care, dude. Drywallers, please. If you pop the skin on the drywall, put a screw on top and a
And
screw
below.
on the bottom.
I know.
Get rid of your garbage. And if you see any twisted wood or something that's not framed properly, please tell the GC. If he doesn't give a shit, then continue on. Because if he doesn't care, how are you supposed to? You lead by example. If the GC doesn't care, obviously you're not going to care.
Yeah.
Going to the framers, guys, if the wood's twisted, check it, crown it. And I know that there's no word called crown in framing, but we're talking about the belly of the wood. We're talking about the high spot.
But every GC and every framer knows that if you've got bad wood in that lift, set it aside and return it because they'll take it back.
Yeah.
And you'll get refunded for it.
And you don't have to do it. The guy that's in charge of the site
It's the same
will.
way that you go into the big box and you're looking for the wood and you're sifting through the lift. You pay the same price for the crooked one as you do the straight
But Manny,
one.
I don't know if Manny and Mike, I don't know if you're going to agree with me on this, but if we start returning this stuff, they'll start maintaining it properly. Big one for framers, please, in washrooms, crowns out wherever there's tiles going on. You know, please, man.
I don't think I've heard that once in any of the podcasts.
What's that?
Crowns out.
Crowns out.
You know, it's a huge pet peeve of mine because
He's gonna say it often. It's
I'm-
okay.
I'm
He's
constant-
passionate about it. It's good.
I'm constantly doing all these trades. I'm not just one trade. I'm all of them.
You should do a post with a crown on your head.
Crown Royale.
I'm out.
I'm out. I like that.
Crown out. Crown out.
By the way, I do like Crown. Crown and ginger, Crown and gin. You know, garbage laying around everywhere. It's one of my big pet peeves. I know Mike doesn't like to focus on it, but it's something I really want to focus. It's the easiest thing on the job site to do for everyone and anyone. So why is it the hardest thing?
Because the guys who don't care,
Because every trade has to do this. Is
it's not
keep
my
clean.
job. It's not my job.
But it doesn't matter what trade you are.
Part of
You
your
need to
job.
keep
Are
clean.
you part of this crew? You part of this crew?
Yeah.
It's part of your job.
That's right. There are some old guys in this business that have a really bad attitude too.
Oh yeah, they've grown with that shit.
They're
so-
just grumpy and old, and they're ready to retire, and they don't give a shit anymore. And they're running their we just ran into a company that we had to deal with in a high-rise building. The management corporation, being a high-end building, wanted only this one plumbing team, and the way this guy spoke to us and the way he behaved and his guys' skills were disgusting. But you know what? We're held at ransom because we have no choice in this matter dealing with a high-rise corporation.
But to use that was pathetic the way he was fucking talking to me.
Yeah.
man. We're talking
Talk about
a-
respect
you know
your
what?
next
Yeah.
trade.
Here I am. I respect anybody that is obviously
In the
older than myself
business.
in the business or whatever. This guy was such an arrogant piece of shit dinosaur. Probably wears fucking diapers.
Don't
He's a
hold back, Mike.
Well, you know
Wow.
what? Because I mean, it pissed me off.
he didn't want to swear. Listen
Yeah, you know what? Okay, sorry. Edit that out.
I'm not editing
But
that
I'm
out.
just saying, man, he's right. He got to me, man. And, you know, this is probably somebody who did an amazing job when he was younger. He built up this business. He's doing very well. Retire, buddy. Just get the fuck out. Retire. It's
Or
time.
just go back to doing a good job.
Well,
man.
not even. I mean, the
Or caring.
arrogance.
Or
The
caring.
arrogance that came out of this gentleman, it just, you
Well,
know.
that shows
look
that
at
shows
me.
that shows how nice you are, man. You still call him a gentleman.
So I guess what it comes down to is respect the next trade. Whenever I start or finish something, I'm always aware of what the next guy is going to do because I'm a GC and I do everything from the beginning to the end. I'm always aware of how I would want it. So that's how I leave it for the next guy, is how I want it. And I think it's important that if we forget about the money sometimes and just do the right thing or do what we're paid for or do what we promise we'll do or say we'll do as a company.
Right there. You just said it right there. It's like when you got hired, we had this conversation. You said you were going to do ABC all the way to fucking the end there. And now you've done your job, which is the glory part of the job. So it's whatever, the technical side of the job. Cleaning up after yourself is still part of the job.
Yeah, and if you are losing money because you spent a little bit more time or the last trade before you didn't respect you and you got stuck having to fix something because the last trade didn't care for you, now don't take it out of your quality so that you can make some money or break even. Just finish the job
finish
and
it.
learn from it.
Finish it.
You know, go to the GC, explain to them what's going on, or whoever's paying you or whoever you have the agreement with on, and either work out a stipulation for the extras for the repair, but don't cover up the work.
No.
And don't leave
yeah.
just because you were left empty-handed by the last trade. Don't do it to the next guy. We're in this together, guys, and it's really important that we get along, all of us, because you know what? We'll create better teams and we'll have more work for each other.
Isn't it better to have a job site where you actually have a bunch of different trades on there, and if one trade needs a hand by another trade, then they can all help out. But if they all hate each other because you're not respecting each other, and then you do need a hand to pick up something or do something because you're a one-man shop and you're coming in here, wouldn't you like to have a little bit of hope? Wouldn't you like to have a little bit of friend? You know what I mean, on site?
Hey,
I would.
Yeah, well, we have a good friend, MMC Tile.
Yeah.
Maddie.
Matty boy.
You know, on the odd occasion, he's a really busy guy. We don't get to see him as much as we normally used to. He'll have a day off and he'll say, "Hey guys, can I bring some donuts for Carlito and some coffee for you guys?" And he will come to our site.
Nice.
And he'll help us for the day.
Nice.
You know what? He's actually done that often on a couple occasions. Matty, I love Matty, man.
But that's respecting the guys and creating a relationship and respecting the trade, you know?
That's the point. And he knows that. He nailed it. So that's the thing. He loves coming to our job sites because he knows, well,
We're having fun.
We're having fun and we're respecting each other. So that's the point. I mean, and that's great. Fucking, I love that.
Do you guys know that around the holidays and sometimes during the course of the year, actually a lot of times during the course of the year, if I'm in a certain area, which is typically Woodbridge, when I'm up in Stone Road, so to speak, like, you know, Handstone was telling us the other podcast. I bring pastries and I bring stuff to my suppliers.
Man, I am so happy I met you.
I know.
I do, and come the holidays. Come the holidays.
I'm Croatian. I love pastries.
Dude, I bring lunch. Come the holidays. I
How
bring
many times
lunch.
have you been to our job sites? Did you ever see any pastries come?
Oh,
this fucking
No,
Fuck,
but
here we go.
I'll tell you something.
Here we go.
Manny's one of the few guys out there that doesn't charge for his shirts. He'll give you a shirt. He'll give
I've
you
never
a hat.
sold a shirt in my life.
He'll do
not yet.
something. he'll do something nice for you. Ever since you introduced me to Manny, it's been a fantastic relationship. And I heard all kinds of stuff about Manny that I heard from other people. Don't believe the hype is a sequel.
Manny just passes over the
hands
table.
$100 over to me.
No, I didn't. This is an audio show. It's been great meeting you guys and talking to you guys. And now this is number 5. Number 5, right?
Podcast. Yep.
When's it gonna end?
Bang.
When's it gonna end?
It's not.
It's not, dude.
Are we gonna find? Is there gonna be a day where we're gonna say, and this is 500 podcasts?
You know what, Manny? You know what?
It's possible.
This last number 4 was an eye opener for me. The girls were so well educated and so well spoken.
It was great. It was amazing.
It was fantastic. It gave me a different respect for women in the trades.
Yeah.
It's up and coming. We're talking about
It's
women
coming up soon. It's coming up really soon. I think it's like 4 more weeks.
I am really enjoying meeting people now. There is a lot to be given in this industry, man.
Don't dismiss people. Don't just because they they wear work pants and they're a little dirty and they've got like thin set on them. Don't dismiss them because they're walking into. We still are people. They're human beings, right?
Yeah.
That's part of the whole respecting thing. So that's why I was getting back onto the suppliers. I do the same thing and I pass by. I'm the smallest fish. With all my suppliers, I am the smallest fish. I'm the smallest builder that deals with them. And I've been told this by all of them. They're like, do you realize, Manny, that we really don't do that much business with you? But you actually take care, like you bring so many things to it. I go, because you guys are great people. You guys treat me really well. You take care of me in a pinch if something does go wrong. You guys put me in the front of the line. I respect that. That's great. So thank you. I'll see you guys soon, right? So it's just, I want to be like you guys. I want to be around those kinds of people.
Yeah.
It's really important for me as a human being and me as a contractor.
That's why I love those mom and pop stores. And I'll always say it.
I will always love mom and pop stores. I never want, as much as they're talking about mom and pop stores are disappearing, they're not disappearing.
I hope they
will
don't.
not disappear. And we're in the future.
You won't disappear.
No, we won't. There is going to be a podcast about mom and pop stores.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Can't wait for that.
So let's wrap this one up. I mean, we talked a lot about respect the next trade. Hopefully we weren't too negative, and hopefully I don't need to put my Kevlar back on. But
Here we go. I love it.
so Carlito's taking us out. It was a good podcast. Next time we're talking to Techno Metal Post. So That's going to be fun.
Yes,
That's going to be
that is.
basically, that's going to be interesting. So tune in next week, guys.
Wicka, 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 wicka.
A TO, baby. The construction line.
Fucking gets me all the time.
Podcast 6 coming at you soon.
6 in the 6.
Yeah.
6 in the 6.
TO,
Six in the
baby.
six.
Yeah.